Hiya, or hello my minions. My name is Kaza Marie. Some of you know me as Larp Girl. I have a very special treat for you today. A few months ago I posted a video called Thrift Store Shopping for Larpers. And if you remember, I had a green velvet dress that I absolutely fell in love with. I have that dress with us today, and I'm going to show you how to turn a thrift store dress into a lovely elven tunic. When I think of an elf, I think of a creature that's been around nearly forever. They've mastered probably every art out there, from how to cook, how to sing, even how to make armor and clothing. Because of this, I've chosen to believe that elves will have very form-fitting clothing. Making these sleeves perfect. First thing you want to do when you find a dress at a thrift store, make sure it fits. If it doesn't fit you then, it's not going to fit later, unless you chop it up in all these little bits and go crazy with it. But if the dress fits you, then you know it's going to fit you as a tunic. The real challenge that we're going to have today is removing the zipper so that the dress just slides on. This one is actually an invisible line zipper, so it's not going to show up behind my hair. I might actually keep it. You're going to want to take away the tag and anything that might look modern. I was very, very lucky with this dress because there's nothing on it. Really, we're going to be making this dress shorter so that it fits as a lined tunic in a very elven fashion. In addition to making the dress a tunic, we're going to add some of our own embroidery. I'm going to embroider this trim with some green thread that matches the dress. That way I can add a personal touch to it. The dress itself was only $14.99. The trim was only $2 and the thread was only $2. So if you add that together, we have a dress that's under $20. Perfect thing though for if you're actually buying fabric, don't forget to stop and pick up coupons. They have coupons for your phone, mail, they even at Joann's they have like little coupon books that you can just pick up and use in store that day. It's really awesome because it's going to bring down your costs and everything. I don't think that as much stuff that I buy I would get it so cheaply if I didn't look for coupons, so always look for them. What I want to do is make sure that this dress is going to fit perfectly, so I'm going to put it on and look at it to make sure that everything is lined up and I like the way that it's fitting. So this is the dress with it on. I'll stand up here in a moment so that you can see the full thing. I'll do the twirl and all that fun stuff. But you can see the zipper is kind of invisible. So like I said, with the line of my hair, I'll be able to keep it. One thing that I try and make sure in all of my costumes is that I can easily slide them on. You can have anachronistic items on your costume, but make sure that nobody can see them. It's alright to disrupt your own immersive environment, but try not to break anybody else's. Now it's time for the twirl. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to keep the turtleneck. What do you guys think? Remember, it's always easy to take away fabric, but you can never really get it back. If you're on the fence about whether or not you want to keep some fabric on a costume or not, cut it a little bit too long. That way you can put it on and see if you like it. You can always get rid of fabric, but adding it's a lot harder. Another thing about elven tunics, you want to cut them kind of in leaf shapes. So I'm not going to mess too much with these sleeves because they're absolutely perfect for me. I'm going to cut this in a leaf shape at the bottom. I know it's tragic to have to cut this dress, but it was only $14.99. Like I said, get rid of this tag. It might rub up against your neck during play and it's not going to be very comfortable, so if you remove it properly, then you'll have a better time. We're cutting to about my knee, which is about here. So we're going to cut straight across and then we're going to cut to make it a little bit more in a leaf pattern that looks slightly more elven. One of the reasons why I always associate elves with trees and leaves and nature is because they've lived for so long. And I think because they've lived so long, they understand the importance of being one with nature. They're a creature of nature, and therefore I think that that's why it shows so much in their art. This velvet is going to shed a little bit, so just be careful. You'll find little pieces of it on your clothes later. Alrighty, perfect thing about this now is that we've got plenty of usable fabric to make anything else. A hat, a bag, really anything. And this is a good amount of fabric too. So always make sure you get dresses that are a little bit bigger, that way you have plenty of fabric to deal with. I'm gonna show you guys this leaf pattern that I'm thinking of. We're just gonna cut the sides. We're gonna go for a triangular bottom, which I hope shows well. Once you've added the trim to the sides of the tunic that you want, then you just hem everything in the right place. So as you can see, for the purposes of this video specifically, I only added the trim to the sleeves because the next part is a little tricky and you want to pay close attention. You don't actually have to pay close attention, it's just a really good detail that you might want to think about adding to your costumes. Anytime I go and play, I keep this little box with me. It is kind of in decorum, kind of not, but I think it looks very good and in place. And what I keep in there, as a mirror so you can see what I'm looking at, but anyway, it has these little needles in it. So if I need to do repairs on anyone's costume, I have them with me and they're in a safe location so that nobody gets hurt. So what you're going to want to do is take your green thread and you're going to want to take one of those needles. You're going to hand sew your own little pattern onto your trim. This is going to take a while, so make sure that you get into a position that you're going to be comfortable with. Maybe watch some TVs for inspiration, but also make sure you don't prick yourself. If you don't want to do this process yourself, you can always buy a trim that already has something cool on it. I know I've done it in the past and it saves so much more time, because I'm not really good at this part. And there we have what kind of looks like a leaf. But if you continue this process and just keep going, it's really, really fun, and like I said, it just adds that personal touch to your costume. And this was my tutorial on how to make an elven tunic out of a thrift store dress. I hope you liked this tutorial. Don't forget to like and leave your comments below, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield. Aries! Aries, come on! Come here! Aries, do you like your cloak?